When it comes to moving on after a breakup and really healing yourself, there are some mental traps that you can get pulled into in 2025 that weren't necessarily there just a few years ago. So, in this video, we're going to talk about how to move on after a breakup and really heal in 2025 without falling prey to all of those mental sinkholes. My name's Rachael Sloan, and I'm a divorce coach for men. I'm the creator of a program called Better Beyond Divorce. And at this point, I've helped over 400 men move on after unwanted divorces. So I've learned a lot in that process about how to help people move forward. And I've also seen some changes over the years. So today we're going to talk about these pitfalls that get in the way of healing during 2025. But first, I want to share with you the 3 key elements to moving forward from any breakup. This is what I focus on with all of the divorced men that I work with. And these are the 3 key areas that I see them making massive progress. And this is what allows them to move forward into healthy, stable relationships in the future. And to put this into perspective, I have had many men who have been divorced after over 40 years of marriage, 4 decades of marriage to the same woman, go back out, not only start dating, but form healthy, stable, intimate, connected relationships. I have seen young fathers who have become suddenly single, young fathers with multiple small children, go out and form healthy, stable relationships with amazing women, because they do these 3 key things. They focus on emotional regulation, managing their thoughts, and reestablishing a sense of identity. Now, these are not new requirements. This is not new for 2025. This is what has been always required to move on from a difficult breakup or from a divorce. But there are some pitfalls that are new, and they will get in your way and stop you from being successful in learning to regulate your emotions, manage your thoughts, and reestablish your identity. So pitfall number 1 is believing that you cannot get better unless your ex does X, Y, and Z, right? And maybe the thing you need your ex to do is to hear you, see you, understand you, forgive you, admit that she was wrong, stop saying horrible things or spreading lies about you. Maybe you feel like you need her to be nice and stop being such a jerk. You need her to stop spreading false narratives. You need her to stop telling the kids the stories she's telling them. It's very easy to get caught up believing that you need your ex-wife or your ex-partner to change something in order for you to be able to move forward. The problem with this belief is that it makes you a victim and it stops you from taking action. Sometimes this pitfall also takes the form of really needing to understand why she left, right? Why did she file for divorce? Why wasn't she willing to work on it? Why didn't she want to go to therapy, right? And we get hung up on the why or needing her to change. And sometimes the two are connected because it's well, I need her to tell me why. And I keep asking her and she keeps not giving me really a helpful answer. You will be stuck for a long time if you stay here. I have seen men stuck for years post-divorce, and you do not want that, I promise you. So if you fall into this belief and stay focused on your ex, you are not going to focus on your own healing. And the truth is, she may never change. She may never give you what you want. She may never tell you what you need to hear, but you don't actually need that to heal. I'm going to just give you a little insider secret that might be hard to believe now. When you really master your own emotional regulation and you learn how to effectively manage your thoughts and you get super clear on your own identity, all of her bullshit is going to make sense to you in a way that it doesn't make sense now. You are the best laboratory you have for understanding another human being. If you can understand yourself, which is what you'll have to do with this emotional regulation and thought work, you are going to get this superhero ability to look into other people and understand why they are the way they are and why they do what they do. So focus on you. Do not get pulled into the trap of focusing on what she needs to do differently. Pitfall number 2 is believing that you are a terrible person or that you are unworthy of love and affection because she says so and because the internet confirms it. Right? So she might be saying all kinds of things about you, blaming you for this breakup, for this divorce. She might be saying you're emotionally abusive, you're controlling, you're narcissistic. Right? You weren't there for her. You weren't what she needed. And if your brain latches onto her narrative and makes it true, you are not only going to be stuck, but you might be in actual danger. Divorced men suffer a suicide rate that is 9 times higher than the average population. And so often it's because they are internalizing what their ex said And then they're getting it confirmed when they go onto the internet and see all this fear-based content. The truth is that you are not your behaviors. Even if you made mistakes, even if you did things that you regret, you are capable of changing and healing and showing up in healthier ways in future relationships. But if you identify with those mistakes that you've made, you will be unable to change them. Pitfall number 3 is believing that all women are like your ex, or if you're a woman watching this, believing that all men are like your ex. Your brain is going to make that assumption. This is not like a failing in you. It's going to happen. If it hasn't already, look into your brain and start to notice. How are you looking at members of the opposite sex? This is part of a fight or flight response. So going through a breakup or a divorce is a disruptive life event. And our nervous system responds to disruptive life events by going into a fight or flight response. In fight or flight, a lot of things are going on subconsciously behind the scenes. One of them is that we're hyper-focused on the pain and the problem. And another is that the brain is generalizing. It's like, okay, this hurt, this was dangerous, so let's look out, let's be really conscious of any similar danger in the future. Well, if the danger was a woman, the brain's going to be starting to look at all women as though they're dangerous. Right, so your brain's going to take this leap and make this assumption. The internet is going to jump on board and fan the flames and tell you that all women are bad or all men are bad. But the truth is that right now today, there are more self-aware, loving women now than at any other time because the information necessary to get there is readily available. There are also more self-aware, loving men now than at any other time. But you have to learn to look for them. And you're not initially going to see them. Your brain, remember, is going to be primed to see the worst. And you're going to find that the type of person you're attracted to, man or woman, is probably similar to your ex in certain ways. So you have to very consciously break a lot of your own patterns if you want to have a healthier, more stable relationship with a more self-aware, loving partner. 2025 is kind of a funky time when it comes to relationships and moving on from breakups or moving on from divorce. On the one hand, we have more insight right now into the nature of trauma, into the nervous system's reaction to these disruptive life events and how to heal from them. We have more insight now into how the nervous system impacts our behaviors, how to rewire ourselves, how to self-regulate, how to heal childhood trauma. We have more information on healing than we've ever had before. And it's more readily available than it's ever been before. But at the same time, we are in the midst of a very powerful cultural narrative that's trying to convince us that we are actually codependent and victims, that our emotional well-being is at the mercy of others. And if you look around, you hear this again and again. It's even in the news. It's sometimes even in our laws. But do not believe it. You are a human being. You have a powerful human brain. It is capable of learning, of changing, of growing, of healing, of rewiring its neural pathways right up until the moment of your death. You are far more powerful than you have been led to believe. So if you are divorced and this resonated with you and you would like more step-by-step details about how to regulate your emotions, manage your thoughts, and reestablish your identity in 2025, post-bad breakup, post-divorce, come with me into this next video. It's about rebuilding your life after divorce in 2025. It's a full guide, and we'll go into more detail about all of these things. I look forward to seeing you guys in that next video.